What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Power Play with CJ. To focus in on the big Martin Hanzal trade. Huge trade involving a pretty big center. Obviously the most sought after, not one of the more sought after commodities. I'm not gonna, overly hot take it. On the market this year, the Wild will be receiving him, Ryan White, and a fourth-round pick in exchange for a first-round pick this year, second-round pick next year, and a conditional pick that could go as high as a second rounder in 2019. So, without sugarcoating it, that's a fucking shitload for Martin Hanzal, whose career high points and put up. I do this all the time. I go ahead and say is I think 41. So I get why they're doing this. You're gonna go into the playoffs with Mikko Koivu, Eric Staal, and Martin Hanzal down the middle. Previously, in the playoffs, this Minnesota team has had to play Charlie Coyle out of position, do other things to get that big body down the middle. And without overstating the obvious, you don't come out of the West without one of those big, do-it-all centers. And between Hanzal and Eric Staal's renaissance, you kind of got two of them. And, you look at what you can get out of those guys, coupled with, them taking the tougher matchups, allowing Mikko Koivu to focus more on, producing offensively. You say to yourself, all right, this is it's going to be one hell of a run in Minnesota. I mean, shit. 41 points career high for Martin Hanzal. Again, I think Minnesota's going to be playing long hockey this summer, long in the spring. And, they've got such a great farm system that they've said, you know what, fuck it. Let's roll the dice with these draft picks. And quite frankly, I mean, Zach Parise and Ryan Suter, guys like that, aren't getting any younger. It's either go for it now or sit in your hand. Would you rather have, the 22nd pick in June and go out in the second round and say, shit, we should have gone for it? Or, even if the Hanzal trade goes wrong, they say, at least we went for it. Here's the thing. The Bruins didn't go for it their last chance, which was 2014. Nobody realized that was their last chance, but it turned out it really was the last chance that nucleus to go far. Peter Chiarelli sat on his hands and didn't do a fucking thing. And unfortunately, that team flamed out in the second round to the Montreal Canadiens, losing Game 7 on home ice in a trade deadline that saw Matt Moulson, Thomas Vanek, and a slew of other guys get traded. It's like, shit. You could have got one of those guys and hoped to get you that. Ryan Callahan got traded. I know St. Louis was only going to the Rangers, but there was deals to be made, and they sat on that first-round pick. Now, that first-round pick turned out to be David Pastrnak, so maybe. But would you, as a Bruins fan, and I'm asking my Boston viewers, would you give up what you have now in David Pastrnak to have possibly won the Cup in 14? I'd say unequivocally the answer would be yes. One in the hand's better than two in the bush, isn't that the old saying? So, again, I see the method with Minnesota going for it, and you think about it, they're on a collision course with the Blackhawks. I mean, it's like an annual tradition. And you look at what Chicago has down the middle. I thought Hanzal would have been a great fit out there, but with JT and Anisimov, a very resurgent JT, I might add. I just think that's going to be a seven-game war. Just a good old-fashioned, old-school, the Norris Division type battle. So, because that was what the North Stars played with the Blackhawks way back when. So, again, we'll see what happens, but. Good on Arizona, getting some really good assets in exchange for guys going to walk as a free agent in July anyway, and they can add more young players to a very, very, very young team and see what happens from there. But it's one of those things. We'll see what happens in the playoffs when it matters most for Minnesota. They've had a hell of a year, and they think this is their year. And going out and getting a guy like Martin Hanzal helps to address that issue. So anyway. That's all I got in this episode of the Power Play with CJ. Stay tuned for episodes for the season and beyond. Later, guys.